Craving bookish banter? Welcome to the Spilled Ink and Coffee Society. We're your monthly virtual book club. No assigned reading, just bring a book you love and your favorite drink. Register now, it's free. Simply scan the QR code. It's all about stories, laughter, and connecting with fellow readers. So settle in, pour a cup of comfort, and let's spill some ink. But now we're here and we're on our Spilled Ink and Coffee Society, our virtual book club. No assigned reading. Everybody is supposed to bring their favorite books. So why don't we start with introductions? Hi, my name is Kasie. And I'm from Clearwater, Florida, because some people who are supposed to join us today, they're in Hawaii, so they might pop on. I don't know what that time difference is because it's math. And
is it 6 hours?
6 hours ahead or behind?
Behind.
Oh, back math it. Okay, so there it is. And I'm co-host of the Spilled Ink and Coffee Show with Rachel. We're both teachers, and we're here just to talk books and have a good time. Rachel, your turn.
Oh, hi. I'm Rachel. I'm co-host of Spilled Ink and Coffee Show. I am also a teacher. I have papers to grade this afternoon. So that's what I do in my spare time. And I read my favorite genres right now, apparently, are mystery thrillers and historical fiction. Apparently, I'm in a rut. So, although the book I brought today is neither of those. So,
interesting.
I know. And I just love reading and journaling about my reading. I have issues. So thank you for listening to my issues.
Andrew, would you like to introduce?
I have issues too.
Oh, that's why Andrew and I love each other so much.
Andrew, thank you. That's all we're gonna say. But for everybody else who doesn't know, who might watch this post, Andrew is my partner in all shenanigans in the world. So I was happy that Andrew popped on here today, because normally he's not typically a reader of big books. So it'd be cool to see what he brought. Jerry, it's your turn. No, you're not ready. Don't tell us what you brought yet. We're only just doing introductions. Okay. Perfect. Jerry, tell us about you.
My name is Jerry. I live in Largo, Florida, near enough to Clearwater. I am a software engineer by trade, a massive dork by nature. I brought a book.
And where is your beautiful wife, Danny?
She is switching from laptops to desktops, and she's pulling it up now. She should be here in a second.
That's perfect. Whatever's going to work. And we lost Andrew. At least we know it's always shenanigans with us.
There's nothing wrong with shenanigans.
So I was listening, Rachel, to the Scampering review that I was editing. I just thought I'd bring it up so everybody could see your face.
That book. Oh, God.
I almost thought that should be the book that I bring on to show everybody, but after re-listening to everything we talked about, just look up the Scampering. Anybody who's listening, or don't, as she would say. I think it ended up with justice for the squirrels in our world is really where we felt like we were just really wanting the squirrels to be like squirrels.
Squirrels deserve no justice. They torture us ADD people.
Oh,
well, then maybe you should read the Scampering.
I know what I'll send it over. I will send it your way, friend. It is a very short read. I wonder how many typos Jerry will find in that book.
I don't know. I found a lot. So
I used to be an editor-in-chief for a game review publication.
Oh, so tell us a little more about that while we're waiting for other friends to pop in.
It was a website called Nerd Bacon. We basically did a lot more for like retro games like NES, Sega, stuff like that. Basically doing reviews and kind of post-mortems on how they were. Basically, it's just a bunch of us nerds hanging out and chatting about games. But as part of trying to grow the website, we needed to be a little bit more formal in a lot of our articles. So as part of that, I basically created an editorial process and led it along the way to try to bring the quality of our articles up, which include fact checking and trying to get tone and typo and grammatical and typos and stuff like that.
It's very impressive. And I do have to say, Rachel, what you may have surmised, well, Jerry and his wife, Danny, who you'll meet in a moment more formally, they both write. And I showed you Danielle's books, but I'll remind you about those ones later.
Okay.
And I did get a digital copy of what Jerry's been working on. I haven't started to peruse that yet because I'm trying to tie up everything that's in my current read list. I know, so
don't rush,
sorry.
it's bad.
You're not allowed to judge your own work. You can. So Danielle, please introduce yourself to everybody.
Here, I'm a QA analyst.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I've been reading lately is I just got done reading like a military thriller by one author called Nobel Betrayal. And now today I started reading this one. It's called A Tale of Mirth and Magic by Kristen Bate. It's like a fantasy one that's pretty fun.
Wow, very cool. I love it. So what we do is we're going to interview you and your book, and we try to keep it simple, and we have a good format. And Rachel, I'll do the first one. I'm going to ask you about your book so everybody can see how it goes. Okay. Is that all right? And then you can pick the next person that you want to interview. Perfect. So then they see the format. So Rachel, what's the title and the author of the book, and show us a picture?
So this is Bring Down the House by Charlotte Runcie. It's a fairly new book. It's come out in the last 3 or 4 months. So
it's a cute cover. What's the genre?
I had a problem picking a genre for this one. I went with contemporary fiction, but you could make an argument for romance, but not a really good argument for romance. So I'm going to go with contemporary fiction.
Why'd you pick this book?
I didn't. My sister-in-law gave it to me. She, this summer when we were on vacation, she started talking about it. She was almost done with it. I said it sounded like fun, so she gave it to me.
We love that. Love that so much. I love the cover. What were your first thoughts when you started reading?
The first 2 chapters are absolutely wild and will completely hook you. I'm giving nothing away because it's in the dust jacket. It's about, it takes place in Scotland during the Fringe Festival. If you all are familiar with the Fringe Festival in Scotland.
Anybody not familiar, raise your hand if you have no idea what the Fringe Festival is. The Fringe is I just have to ask, are we wearing fringe and shimmying?
Well, you could, but
okay,
no.
Great.
So
I'm done.
The Fringe Festival in Scotland takes place over 3 weeks, and it's a big arts festival where a lot of up and coming writers, plays, musicians, and art installations. It's this big It's a big art festival for really avant-garde things in Scotland. And so a girl has a one-woman show. The newspaper critic goes to review it, gives it basically a 0-star review, and proceeds to sleep with her that night. And she doesn't realize that until she sees the review the next morning and realizes who he is. And it's just kind of that's what the whole premise is based on. It's wild. It's wild. Oh yeah.
I can understand. Hi, Rowan. No, you can wave. Aw. He's so cute. Good job, buddy. Well, I can see why you don't know if it's a romance.
But
Because that's not really a... Okay.
well, there's another girl in it, but it's I would classify it more as a contemporary fiction and a commentary. Not supposed.
So, you said it did hook you right away.
Yeah, because you're like, wait a minute, he did what? And then he did what? So, yeah.
Ooh, the drama through it all.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite character?
I actually really liked the narrator. She's the one, she's also an art critic, and they're staying in the same Airbnb, so she's kind of like the outside witness to how he basically his entire career flames out in the matter of 3 weeks.
So this book is a book about a writer who gets a review by an advanced reader. Am I tracking this?
No. A girl is doing a one-woman show.
Okay.
And the newspaper critic goes to review it.
Okay.
He goes outside and gives her 0 stars because he rips the show apart, destroys the show. And then he meets her in a bar later that night, takes her home. The next morning she wakes up to read the review, and that's when she realizes that she slept with the reviewer who destroyed her.
Was he reviewing her performance on the stage or in the bedroom?
Oh, on the stage. He had already submitted the review.
Okay. I just want to
her.
make sure. Like, I'm like, where are twists and turns possibly going?
No. It just goes from there. Like everybody's reaction to his actions.
So why is this person your favorite character?
The narrator?
Yeah.
Because she's on the outside looking in. She sees it from a different perspective. She likes Alex, the guy, the critic. She knows that he's a bit of a putz, but she likes him. And she's just on the outside looking in, seeing both sides. She sees all the things. So that's why I really enjoyed her, because I feel like she was involved, but wasn't really picking sides.
You just liked her point of view, really.
Yeah.
I like it. Do you have any characters you disliked, frustrated by, you just wanted to rip out of this book?
I didn't like Alex, the critic, just because he was a giant douche. But he was like a likable douche, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? He knew what he was, and he didn't want to apologize for what he was. So it's like, man, you're just not being cool. Like, own up, you made a mistake, apologize and move on. But no, he was gonna stand in the mess that he created, and I appreciate you wanting to stand in the mess that you created, but for the sake of your career, sometimes you need to. But yeah, so he was the one that probably, I didn't really dislike any of the characters in the book, but if I had to pick one, it was probably him.
So what's the main theme of the book, really? Like, what's this whole main idea? Since we had to figure a genre, so where do you figure the main idea is?
How much does your opinion of someone else's art really matter? Like what this girl created, he trashed. How much of that was him trashing her? How much was it him trashing her art that she then went in turn and completely revamped her one-woman show and became this huge hit? I'm not giving anything away. It's like literally in the first 6 chapters. But it's like, so I think it keeps coming back to that, because the narrator, who is an art critic, who's going to art shows and looking at like physical art in galleries and things like that, starts questioning, well, am I being too harsh? Am I criticizing the art, or am I criticizing the person? How much is this affecting the person? How much does my opinion really matter? And then also the whole misogynistic thing thrown in on there, because it was a male tearing apart a female's show. Yeah, that's what I would say the main idea was. But it's funny. It's a funny book. It doesn't take itself seriously.
Out of 5 stars, how many stars did you rate this?
I gave it 4.
Where was the 5th star?
Give me 1 second.
So
I know I wrote it down.
Our current friends are not book journalers yet. We would like to get them into the book journaling process. I do know Danny is aware of it and Andrew watches.
It was August. What did I say? I gave the first 2 chapters 5 stars.
Oh wow, you chaptered it out. Interesting.
But the reason why I didn't give it 5 stars is that I felt like it couldn't make up its mind what it wanted to be. It said a lot about the male and female relationship and power dynamics, but it didn't wrap it up for me. Like it didn't give me a satisfying stance on that.
Do you have a favorite quote? Don't put the book away.
I shouldn't have put the book away.
You know the questions. Sorry,
I shouldn't. I know the questions. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm so sorry. Hold on. It had felt unfeminist to rely on a male acquaintance for bug disposal, but I was glad the moth was gone.
Questions? Anybody on that quote? Questions? No questions. I have so many questions. There's great imagery with that quote.
And being an actor meant humiliation.
That's actually a truth. That's a good truth. Was there anything you wish were done differently in this book?
I wish my narrator was just a little bit harsher on Alex. I wish she had called him out in person instead of just in her inner monologue that the reader gets to read.
Have you read anything else by this author?
Nope. She's a British author, like I said, but I've seen it now that I've read it. I have actually seen this in quite a few of the independent bookstores in New York City when I was up there. I actually saw it sitting there like it was ready to... she's actually... what's interesting about this author is she actually was or is a newspaper reviewer critic, and she did review shows at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Interesting. I like it. Will you read more from this author?
Yeah, I would.
And did you feel like there was plot holes or something that was a disconnect, that was nonsensical?
I mean, the whole premise is a little nonsensical, that, he ends up sleeping with, and he knows who she is. She doesn't know who he is. So that's where that question of power dynamic comes in. Like, did he take advantage of her? Without saying, hey, listen, I just saw your show and I ripped it apart. And he didn't do that.
So when you opened up this package, or when your sister-in-law handed it to you, and you saw the cover, how did you immediately feel?
I didn't understand the cover, and you won't understand. Well, I mean, obviously it looks like it's a show. You're bringing down the house, but you don't realize this is a little looks like a fuse being lit. The cover makes a lot more sense once you get to the end of the book.
Would you recommend this book?
I would.
And who will like it?
Actors. Anybody who's been criticized for their art before, I think would really like it. And anybody who really wants to write.
So being that this is about theater, I'm going to ask if this, do you think, is adaptable into a movie or television moment?
Yeah, maybe like a Netflix movie.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah.
Who would you cast in those 3 roles? Oh, look at your face already. This is what I love. All right, we'll just pick the narrator. Who would be a good narrator?
Somebody British, somebody middle-aged.
Perfect.
That's all I can go. I can't think of any names off the top of my head.
All right, well then who would be like the guy who we don't like? That's
Jude Law.
Wow, you were good. You're quick on that one. And
Yeah.
and who is our little damsel on stage?
That's an American. It has to be because she's an American. I'm like a Dakota Fanning or maybe Elle Fanning, like one of those cute little blonde Fanning sisters.
I love that.
Who are like just I'm trying to be this cool hip artist.
If your book could whisper one secret to your author, what would it be?
Make a stance. Make a clear stance on how you feel about Alex.
If your final page could speak, what wisdom would it impart to someone who just closed you?
Don't stop writing. Don't stop trying to go the next. Don't be satisfied with where you are. Try to get to the next thing, the next bigger thing.
And let's do a weird ass question.
Okay. Prepared.
If this book suddenly gained sentience, do you think it would like you, or would it be actively trying to escape your bookshelf?
I think it would like me because I have a lot of sympathy for emerging artists and people who are trying to do new things, and I think should be give some credit. Yeah, there's bad art out there. Sure, there's bad art out there. But like especially if you're new, like don't kill the dream right out of the box.
All right, so now we're going to open up to questions. Does anybody have any questions for Rachel and her book? Hold it up one more time so everybody can see what we were talking about.
Bring down the house.
Who has it? Is anybody doing questions?
No questions.
No questions. Wow. Okay. Very cool. Yay. So Rachel, you get to pick the next person and do what we do. I'm facilitating, so I can't be your next person. Yay. I can't wait to see who it is.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. Is it Danny or Danielle? Do you have a preference?
Either. Danny.
Okay, Danny, can I pick you?
Sure.
Okay, so what book did you bring to chit chat about?
I will chit chat about the one I finished because I'm only on. I just finished the first chapter of this one, so
okay.
I'm not allowed to talk about.
So give me the title and the author.
William Miller. It's Nobel Betrayal. It's the 8th book in the Jake Noble series. So.
I'm going out on a limb here. I'm assuming you have read the previous 7.
Yes. That's why I have a lot to talk about with that one. And I have favorite characters and stuff too. So
Good. So so you said this is the 8th book in the series. Are there more coming, or are there already?
I believe this is it finished it out, which also brings up questions because there's like a couple plot holes I noticed, but overall I still love the series. So
okay, so let's go back to the beginning. Why did you originally pick up the series to begin with? Not just this
originally because it's a friend of mine wrote it. So
yeah. Awesome. So we have an indie publisher here.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. So give me
he like military thrillers. So and I haven't really ever read that genre, but I actually like it. It's like spycraft and it has some romance in it. So
okay, so I am not really familiar with military genre, but are we talking like a Jack Ryan?
Yeah, I think along those lines.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
That's Tom Clancy, right? I should know that.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So, what were your first thoughts when you picked up the 8th book in the series?
So this one, I don't want to give away spoilers for it, but there's been it's been leading up to. So each one takes current events that are going on in the news and stuff like that. So each one has been fun reading and following that through the years. And then this one takes place in the Middle East, sort of following the events of like the Gaza stuff that's going on right now.
So very current.
So yeah, very current. And then in addition, it reunites some characters that as you're reading the different series, it breaks off and there's another series for one of my favorite characters, which is Samantha Gunn. She's like a female agent and she's badass. And yeah, so she reunites back up with the original agent in this one, and they go on an adventure, and yeah, they finally met back up. And yep.
So is it a female main character or male main character?
For the Jake Noble series, it's a male.
Okay.
But the other main like character in it, she's the female agent I'm talking about, and she broke off and had her own series.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Samantha Gunn, and then yeah, so she got pulled back into it now.
I love that. So, were you hooked in this book right away, or did it take a hot minute to really get involved in it?
So the first book I enjoyed, but being that was my introduction to like thrillers, I was not as pulled in until like towards the end of it. Then when I read the second one, it sort of broke off a little bit more, and it was of the current events at that time. It pulled me in. Yeah, and then from there on out, it's been like following the stuff with like Russia and Ukraine, and yeah, so that pulled me in because with all the current events and stuff going on.
Got it. All right, so you mentioned you've got a favorite character, and you seem pretty excited to talk about that. So give me a rundown on the favorite character and give me some really solid explanations as far as why that's your favorite character.
So she is a strong, independent woman, and she's younger. She's like a decade younger than the main Jake Noble character. And the whole thing is she's like an up-and-coming CIA agent, and he's been in the field longer and is like a veteran and stuff like that. And yeah, so she ends up essentially, I don't want to like give too much away about the series.
All right, wait. So we've thrown out as a spoiler alert. Somebody can mute themselves.
Spoiler alert. So she tags along with him essentially in the first few books, and then he thinks she died essentially. That's the big spoiler. And then she has her own. That's where her series breaks off, and you get to follow her as she's having her like, you know, trying to get back into the fold with the US, but then she has to break off and because the US thinks she's dead and stuff, so she ends up having her own. She gets involved with the Israeli CIA essentially, and like does stuff for them, and then they end up all along like Jake's having his own with the other books, having his own adventures, and then like he's about to be taken off to China with the last ending of the last book, and she swoops in and helps save him away from that situation. And then that's where they had this book where they end up going off to the Middle East and having that adventure. So.
I'm going to ask a tangent question that's not on my sheet. Have you read the books, the separate, like, is it separate series about her? Have you read those?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hers were in France and Israel is where she broke off once he thought she was dead.
So which series do you like better?
I like the Samantha Gunn series better because she is my favorite. So I have told him before too, like I do like her. She's my favorite agent, and so.
Awesome. Any in this book 8, any particularly frustrating characters?
Mainly, so there's like the director of the CIA disagree with some of the stuff there. That's where like some of the plot stuff was coming into play that I have some questions with, because like I feel like it was an integrity thing, and if you look at it at that point of view, it's like excellent, kept true to the characters. So I love that, but at the same time, I don't want that to just be like done for them kind of thing. So that's where my questions come in, like, oh, are you going to keep it going, or is there going to be a follow-up maybe, or a spin-off with those characters to say what happened with them? So that's where some of my questions after I read the book were like, oh, you can't just like, I love what happened and they met up and all that with the main characters, and now he knows, you know, like she's not dead, and they had their reunion and all that stuff, but okay, well, what happens to these other characters? That can't be the end for them. So I'm hoping that there might be more. So
is that something you would let's say that is that something you would change? Like if the author were to tell you, hey, I'm not gonna write any more books, but this storyline is done.
If it was me, yes, but I'm not the writer. So.
Is there a suggestion? So if you had a suggestion for the author, if you had your way, would you want him to write another book with these characters or the tangent, or would you like him to change how this one went so that it came to a firm ending?
I will give two answers to that. The first is for this one, if this is it, I would have liked more explanation of what's happening with them.
Okay.
I would have added, it was very abrupt if that is the end of their story for those characters. If there's going to be more, though, then that was a good way to segue it, because then that's why it's so abrupt, and you can now have another series or a spinoff with those characters. So I can see a little bit. If there's not going to be more, then that's why I have the questions. But if there is going to be more, then it leaves it open-ended, like, oh, okay, now I can branch off, and now you do know what happened to these characters. So
since you have some pull or some inside knowledge and you know this author, do you have any idea which way he is going with this?
I do not. No. I had texted him right after I read it, because I read it like in a day. So, but nope. No inside knowledge.
Was it an ebook or a physical book?
Ebook. It's both paperback and Kindle.
Right. But I get it on Amazon.
Kindle. Yeah, Amazon.
Okay, brilliant. Can you say, and I'm going to ask you again, but can you say the author's name and title one more time?
William Miller, and it's the Jake Noble series.
Brilliant. All right. Did any big ideas in this particular book stand out to you?
Can you ask that another way?
Did anything in this book, anything that happened, change your perspective?
A little bit. So originally I thought when I was first reading it, the reunion happened too quickly. So that had raised some flags for me, because I'm like, oh, you're getting what you want right off the bat. That's going to mean something. And it did. So, so it brought up some questions for me of questioning, like, the main female agent was sort of questioning Jake's motives and ethics, and I didn't like that a lot, but I understood where it was coming from. So, stuff like that.
And it made some more sense at the end by the time.
It made more sense at the end, yeah. But originally, I did have questions like, oh, this is not where I thought this was going.
So, you said before, there's 8 books. So, of these 8 books, is this one similar to the other books? Do you like where in the 8, like how much did you like it? Is it the best one? Is it mid? Is it towards the bottom? Like, where does it rank in the series?
I would say my favorite one had been actually, and it was sad, but it was an excellent story, which was the one where, and I think that was like, I'm not sure which number it was, but the one where Sam actually did die, that one, because the most emotional response, I cried when she died.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then, later once the spinoff came off with her, then you knew, oh, she didn't die, but at the same time, you're reading the Jake Noble series, you don't know. Right. Yeah. So you had the suspense there, but that had been my favorite, even though it was the saddest one. And then this one would be my second favorite, just because they had their reunion finally.
Okay, so you liked both of those better than the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything about the cover art? Because I know Kasie loves her art, and I feel like she always brings that up with me. And I know it's an ebook, so sometimes that's a little bit different. But was there anything about the cover art that kind of drew you to the book or led to anything?
For this one, it had both of them on it, so it was teasing that they're going to reunite. So I did enjoy that. And they're, the high risks kind of thing of running through. You could tell from the cover art. So it's like intriguing of like, oh, what's happening to them? Oh, they're meeting up. Like, yeah.
Who would you recommend this book to? Who would like this book?
Pretty much if you like any kind of like spy thrillers or a good mystery, people that like romance. Yeah.
So it's got a little bit of everything in it.
A little bit of everything in it, yeah.
I love that. Okay, so
there you go. He's pulling up the.
That's a fantastic
cover.
I love it. Yeah. Oh, good color too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could dreamcast this as, let's call it an Amazon series, who would be your two main characters?
Like actor-wise?
Yes.
Actor-wise. That's a hard one. So, trying to think of current actors. Like if I could pick anyone in any time, I'd be like Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford for Jake Noble. That would be perfect. But not currently. So, and then the main character, Samantha Gunn, she is Asian American. So you would need to find like an actress to play. But I picture her with like long black hair and maybe Aquafina, but probably not. Probably someone else. But yeah, I don't know. Someone younger, like a current younger Asian American actress. So what comes to mind too is the lady that I'm trying to think of her name, but the lady who she played the voice of Mulan. She would have been good, like back in the day, to play her too. That's how I sort of picture Sam in my mind. What'd you say, hun? Her name is?
I believe it's Ming Wan.
Yeah. Ming, yes.
Yeah, that lady, that's who I picture when I read about Sam. But yeah, she would have been a great choice back in the day to play her.
Very good. So, weird ass question for you. If the book had a smell, what would it be?
I don't know on that.
Okay,
that's a good question though.
You know, I like to stump
adventure.
readers.
But it's not a smell. So the smell of adventure and adrenaline and just like But
all right, I
whatever that smells like.
The smell of like Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, that kind of fiery chlorine smell. So, on a scale of 1 to 5 grenades, 5 being the best. I don't know why I feel grenades is appropriate for this book. What would you rate it? 1 out of 5?
5 for the adventure and I love the adventure and romance of it. And I've been coming back for each book.
Yeah, 8 books. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, keep us posted if there's going to be a 9th or a spinoff. And there's the bombs. And one more time, just so everybody can go and find this wonderful book series, author's name?
William Miller. It's the Nobel series.
Perfect. All right. Thanks. That's awesome. Kasie, what's next?
Well, let's see. I'm gonna pick somebody to talk to, and I don't know. I know. Who should it be? Who wants to go next? I'm gonna interview Andrew. I think maybe I should handle that one. Unless you want to.
I can take on Andrew. I can do Andrew.
Okay. All right. So the look over there. I'm just trying, because I know what the book is, and I'm really trying to put in my brain. Do we want to end with ridiculousness, or do we want to throw it in now?
Oh no, we need to end with ridiculousness. That's the
only way to end. Then I'm talking to Jerry.
Okay.
Mine's boring, so yeah.
No, I don't think it's that boring. No.
If you want people to stay later, have the promise of ridiculousness. Otherwise, if you want them to tune out immediately before I talk,
No. Nobody's going to tune out with you, because I actually think that you're extraordinarily talented. You're very funny, and I look forward to what your answers are going to be, because you're very quick-witted. Like, if I had an improv troupe, you would be part of the improv troupe, 1,000,000%. Because I would want you on my improv team. You know how they have the competition teams? Yeah, you'd be on my team. You'd be my first pick. So, yeah. Jerry doesn't know that Jerry is really Jerry and awesome. So, tell everybody, what's the title and author of your book? And if you have a picture or a book copy, show us.
I have the whole book.
Whoa.
It is In the Service of the Shogun. It's actually the real story of William Adams, which... This is kind of I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with the Shogun TV series or book.
Yeah.
Rachel, you might have to jump in every now and on this one, because I'm thinking, are we in historical fiction? I just need to know the genre.
It sounds like it's historical.
This is actually just history.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is a nonfiction. It's actually a story about the real life person, William Adams, who was the inspiration for the story that was Shogun. For I believe his name was John Blackthorne in the book. So William Adams actually became I'm gonna butcher it. Is a Hashimoto. Basically became flag banner for Tokugawa Ieyasu.
Okay.
Sorry. So, and that's where the Shogun book and movie and TV series got the inspiration from. But this is a story about the actual person.
That's awesome.
And one of the things I like about it too is it's not just like a rote history book that's just dumping facts and dates and statistics on you. This one's taking the time to go into more of the qualitative story behind it all. It tells you all about how William Adams actually got into the process of shipping, how an Englishman actually came to work for the Dutch shipping companies that eventually got over to Japan, and a lot of the struggles between like the Portuguese and the Dutch at the time, and even how the English came in, and the English actually felt betrayed by him at one point because he basically, in the service of the Shogun, was doing his job very well and facilitating trade for Japan, for the Tokugawa shogunate, and how he actually tried to play it legitimately, tried to help everyone out, including the Portuguese, who tried to kill him many times, and still treated them with respect, but maybe not with a little extra help. But the book goes the entirety basically from literally his childhood all the way back up until he leaves Japan and eventually the end of his life. And I love the way it actually goes into more of like the worldview as well. It's not just saying this is what happened, but it actually goes into like, this is what the world was like, and this is what happened. So you kind of understand why it happened and the choices that he made through that time.
So I have two questions, and I'm going to ask right now. The way that this book reads and the way that it speaks, it sounds like it doesn't read at all as here's history, boom, 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 boom. This sounds like It's coming from this person's heart, and you're experiencing it through their eyes as they're moving through their life experience. Am I on track here?
I wouldn't put it so much that. It's more, I feel, rather than like a history book that's just dropping like, and then this guy did this, and he might have had trouble, but that's because of this. It comes off a lot more conversational. It's a man telling you the story of William Adams, rather than just dropping information. He's telling you the story, so it comes off in that manner. So it's not so dry. You can continue to read, and I'm a very slow reader with ADHD, so you give me very slow rote facts, I'm thinking of squirrels. So it actually kept me very much engaged with it. So
why'd you pick this book up? Like, what drew you to it?
So I knew who Williams Adams was. I didn't know his full story, and we had just watched the Shogun show. I just picked up the book to read through the book of it, and I'm like, because that's what threw me a loop too, because it was the first time I had watched the TV show and knew about the Shogun show. And as I'm watching it, it's killing me, because it's like, okay, well, this actually sounds like real history, because I know a lot about the Tokugawa shogunate, how it came to power, and just to have this whole thing, it's like they're talking about the Taiko, and I'm like, okay, but the Taiko's name isn't Hideyoshi, like, who is this guy? And then it's talking about the man who's like, he's the favored and the more strongest of all the council that was ruling Japan after the Taiko passed. It's like, well, that was Tokugawa Ieyasu. Who is Toranaga? Like, who is this guy? And I started realizing, oh, this is actually a historical fiction based on the real things that just changed names. And I did a little more research and realized, okay, that's what this is. And then that kind of made me like, oh, Blackthorn character is actually pretty cool. I know who William Adams is. Is this actually what it was? So that's why I looked into this to find out the real story behind it. Because obviously the Shogun show is historical fiction. It has its own storylines. A lot of those people didn't exist in the way that they are shown in the show. So it was engaging for me to figure out what the real history was after loving the show so much.
You liked being a detective of history.
I love history, yes.
Interesting that you did your detective work. So what about this particular book? Obviously, you're inspired by the show to pick it up, but when you cracked it open, were you like, yes, I'm in it? Or were you like, oh, I really got to take some time and digest this?
It hooks you pretty quickly because, like I said, it's very conversational in the way that they do, and then they scatter. The bookmark's still in there. They scatter a lot of real world, like the actual, like imagery and
Painting,
stuff. This is actually a painting done at the time showing all of the ships that William Adams was part of that actually led through the Strait of Magellan and over into the Pacific and then following along to Japan. So the book is scattered with a lot of that kind of stuff too. So it's really cool to get to see like, okay, there's actually now artifacts that are actually supporting all this. And anytime you show an ADD kid the picture, it's probably going to hook them a little more. Oh, hi Luigi.
Is he all dressed up? Let's see. Oh, I love your
It's Luigi!
Rowan.
It's Luigi!
Yeah, Luigi! We just got it. He loves it.
Oh, I love it.
He's really happy, sorry.
No, don't apologize for happiness ever. It's perfect. We want to share the joy.
Sorry about that. He wanted his costume.
Just let him have it.
I'd want the costume too. What are you talking about?
Can't wait to see him. It came with a mustache. I can't wait to see him when he wears that.
Oh my goodness gracious. It's going to be amazing. So we can't say there's really characters in this book because it's history.
Well, they're historical figures, so they're
so let's go.
Some of them are kind of characters.
Do you have a favorite historical figure from this book?
Cliche, but honestly, William Adams, he is the star of it. And one of the things I like is that the author is very. I'm sorry, it was Frederick Crines. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He'll let you know, like, Adams was a really stand-up guy, and that's one of the things that actually caused a lot of friction with a lot of people. So it's interesting to see, like, him being a very moral character, which kind of resonates with me a lot because I like to believe that my integrity is pretty solid, has a strong foundation. So it's very interesting that I immediately kind of identified with a lot of the hardships of how much that having integrity and not kowtowing to others and at the cost of your integrity can actually cause a lot of problems. He actually had a lot of problems with, even at some points, the Shogun. But at the same time, that's also what kind of endeared the Shogun to him as well. So definitely I loved I identified really greatly with William Adams just over that. And then as well as the characters, the Shogun really didn't, I think, okay, yeah. So I would say I probably liked the Toranaga out of Shogun rather than this. So
interesting. Yeah, was there any people along the way in this book that you're like, no way, bro, no, you gotta go, I don't like you, this was a frustrating historical figure for you, or any person in this book that you were just like, gosh?
There's probably 3 that I really kind of want to slap with a wet trout in the face.
It's oddly specific.
I need to remember that one.
It's just because it's going to leave a smell afterwards. So that's what's the best part of it. It's going to hurt. It's going to make a great slapping sound, and then it's going to leave a nice fishy smell on their face the rest of the day.
I like it.
So added insult. So I won't say the book demonizes the Portuguese, but it really shows how much they kind of locked down and kind of abused the Japanese people with their missionary work and just the way that they were trading and stuff like that, and how much they were really just flaunting their power around to screw with everybody, and how much they actively sought to, like I said, get him killed constantly. We're talking like he was on the edge of death probably for the first 5 to 10 years he was there. And yeah, he was there, I think it was around 20 to 30 years he was in Japan before he was actually allowed to leave and could leave. There's also that on top of it. Yeah, hi. Later, buddy. Later. I'm not wearing the princess crown. Later. Thank you. Mommy can wear it.
Oh, Mommy's gonna wear it.
The second would definitely be the English. Specifically when, for as much as Adams did to, this is turning more into a history lesson, so I'm sorry.
I love it. I'm loving every bit of this.
But for as much as Adams actually pushed to help his countrymen called him a traitor. Because he was helping the Dutch when the English are over there. Like, oh, we got one of our own over there. He is immediately going to help us. Because no, he's fair to everyone. He was in the service of the Shogun. He tried to help as much as possible to facilitate trade because it's good for both sides. The trade coming in, the silks and whatnot going out, it would be beneficial to everyone. So he was just trying to facilitate it to help both sides. And because he treated the Dutch and even the Portuguese with the same respect as the English and didn't put the English in front of anyone else, the English turned on him. Literally called him a turncoat and a traitor. So that was weird on top of that. Plus you're thinking the Dutch say, yeah, he's friendly, he's helping us, but as soon as he realizes, oh, you're not helping us enough, even the Dutch kind of turned on him. The Portuguese always hated him and always said that he was never helping him. And honestly, like, he's just like, I'm doing what I have to for you guys. Yeah, but I'm not helping you any more than that. I'm treating you fair. You ain't getting anything extra. And then the third, and I think what really sucks about the end of his life, the end of his story in Japan, is, like I said, the Portuguese hated him from the very beginning. The English just absolutely treated him like a turncoat. The Dutch even started saying, like, yeah, you're helping, but yeah, whatever, didn't really ever appreciate what he really did for them even. And then Ieyasu's son, Ieyasu Hidetada, the second shogunate in the Tokugawa shogunate, just had none of the love for the Anjin. Anjin is literally the Japanese term for pilot. Because he was a pilot for sailing vessels. So they couldn't pronounce his name, so they literally just called him Anjin-sama. That's literally, if you look it up, everybody just refers to him as the Anjin. But even the son, and you kind of get this feeling like maybe Hidetada actually kind of had this jealousy because of how much love Ieyasu had for Anjin and how much pomp he gave to him. Like, he literally gave a huge amount of favors towards that. So Hidetada, I think, was kind of trying to separate from that because he had to solidify his own power as well. So he couldn't see it as just being a replacement for Ieyasu, because Ieyasu was such a strong character, not knowing just military strength, political power, and just as a figure in his own. Hidetada had to kind of bring his own power in rather than trying to let the people that Ieyasu had just kind of stay in their own place. So you kind of see where the Portuguese are trying to go after him. The English have completely disowned him. The Dutch have just, kind of, okay, whatever. You gave us our foothold. We're doing our own thing now. And then the Japanese shogunate kind of just just kind of left them in the wind as well. So you can kind of see where he had this amazing adventure of how he got there, and like he's on the razor's edge for like the first 5 to 10 years he's there until he really solidifies himself, and Tokugawa takes him under, and Tokugawa really kind of gives him that position, and how much he's able to do and how much pomp and position he has in Japanese society. Then to suddenly just have it all wither away in his hands, and it's absolutely just devastating.
You can see you feel that a whole lot. I mean, was that the most powerful moment for you reading about this person's life journey? Or was there another part in their journey that you felt was even more powerful, whether it be it gutted you or it inspired you?
For gutting me, the hardest thing I think was that when he had a English wife and a child, his daughter in England, and he literally had like not seen her since 4 years old. By the time he's coming back, like she's a grown woman and all that. And so yeah, the fact that he is also still working over there and helping the Dutch company so that his paycheck can go and still support them back in England was really powerful, in just how much he is in service of everybody, not just the Shogun. And how much he is still trying to get back to her, even though he has a full life in Japan. He has a Japanese wife, he has Japanese children. So, and how much he was kind of split between the two worlds. This is very interesting and very powerful to see, and kind of put yourself in that position too. Like, you now have these two lives, the past that raised you and reared you, and that's where you come from, versus the life that you've now made for yourself. And it was really powerful to kind of weigh the options that he would have had to do, where he sees his position faltering, but he has a family in Japan. He has to still try to make sure that they're set up for himself, and he actually does end up passing all of his station and all of his familial wealth to his son. The name is escaping me. I believe the family name actually became Anjin, which is kind of interesting to me. So I really respect the man for, even though he had to do that because it was expected of him and kind of set up by Tokugawa. Having to choose between that had to have been an impossible choice, especially because there's no way in hell he could have taken his Japanese family over to England and transplant them, because they would have been a whole new land and they would not have been accepted. And would have even more so been a problem because now he's a polygamist, double married. And so that was probably the part that drew me in the most, is just like, there are some things in there that's like, this man was put in impossible situations and probably not many people had to deal with.
Wow.
And trying to get through that with, like I said, again, a man with very strong integrity, and how he's going to find where that best path with that is to keep his integrity intact.
So knowing all of that, and that being the thing that really resonates with you, do you think differently about anything now? How has this actually impacted your the way that you think about, life, or obviously, being a parent, a husband, and all of those things? Like, how has this changed you, perhaps? Because I feel like this could change a person.
You have to really kind of put yourself in his shoes. The book is not going to do that for you. I don't know if there was anything really like changing, but it definitely gives you a different worldview, I guess is a good way to put it too, is that there are other situations that people had to deal with back then, just because like travel wasn't very quick. It took months just to get over there, and he was trapped there for 30 years. So it's one of those stories, like, you almost pray that you never have to deal with it, even though like part of me thinks that his life was amazing. It would have been absolutely amazing to live too, even if it was, like I said, on the edge of death for almost 10 years.
Wow. So is there a quote that you remember, that, or something that, a phrase that resonated with you? Was there a mantra, something that kept this man going?
I think the man just was driven by his integrity. I hate to keep going back to that, but honestly, that's what it was. It was in service, and he had to do this. He had to do things to survive, but at the same time, he was still helping his Dutch crew. And there was actually another pilot with him at the same time who is of dubious character, which I loved having that kind of back and forth between them. It's like, this guy is, gambling and going out and taking advantage of the women, and, utter drunkard and loudmouth and everything that William Adams was not. He was the polar opposite, and still got a fair deal of pomp as well. But he was Dutch, and it's kind of interesting having that side to side. But as far as quotes are concerned, I don't have an exact quote, but they do actually have he wrote 2 letters back that took him almost 15 years to actually get delivered to England. He wrote one to his wife, and he wrote one to his countrymen. And the letter to his countrymen is very powerful in the way that you can actually hear his words speaking of what Japan is, and trying to find, it's difficult to be articulated on it right now. It's also been like 3 months since I got through this. But yeah, that the whole letter itself resonates very strongly because, again, it is his words and how he's explaining it. And when you take upon the fact of how much and how long it took to actually get back to there, and then now it's literally a part of English history, English and Japanese history. It actually is, the letter itself, I believe, is in a museum.
That's incredible.
Check that.
That is very incredible. So this is written by someone else, and it's a history book that's conversational. Do you think that this person, the author, did a good job representing the history, or do you think there were some missteps or any, did you re-fact check things and you're like, oh, that might not quite be right exactly?
There were times, because again, it's conversational, so there was times where he is using rhetoric to kind of set a tone or a feeling that there's no possible way that he could know that, and there's no supporting documents. It's a lot of conjecture about, like, this is how he would have felt. And just from human nature, you kind of say, like, yeah, probably. However, Marcus Aurelius, anything that you hear is just an opinion. So if you go in there with that understanding that this is someone just telling you a story, it's no more than me just telling you what I read in the book. It's just an opinion. There's a lot of stuff in here that is circumstantially assumed that still fits the narrative, is still understandable and probably right, but you have to understand it. It's circumstantial at best. But as far as when they give you the actual hard facts, like when it tells you dates, when it tells you this, that, and the other, it is 100% spot on. And we got Luigi's back.
It's okay. We like Luigi.
He's all puckered out from plumbing, I guess. Yeah.
So, have you read other history books before? Yeah. I love it. Love it. Love it.
I have. We have a whole selection on our bookshelf that is literally just history.
So how does this particular one and its author's voice compare to other ones that you've read?
The conversational tone was very appealing. The most of our other books are kind of like the Barnes and Noble bargain section, like, hey, look, here's an entire book about this subject, and it reads like a boring middle school history book. It's just facts. It's just rote explanations without any. The conjecture I spoke of previously really helps kind of paint this picture, even though the picture might have some artistic liberties taken. It still paints the whole picture, and it's something beautiful to look at, whereas these other books tend to be really dry, and like I said, with me being ADHD, once you start just dropping facts and numbers at me, if it doesn't matter how interested I am in the topic, my brain is off looking for possums and squirrels.
So would you recommend this book?
If you have any love for Japanese history, if you loved the Shogun show, this book is going to fill in so much more that would actually probably make you enjoy it. Did for me. I actually really enjoy reading the Shogun book now, much more knowing the real story, kind of having that juxtaposition to understanding, okay, this is the fictional side. That didn't really happen. It's a wonderful story, but this is what really happened, and sometimes what really happened is a lot more interesting.
That's probably the best takeaway. what you just said. That's probably the best takeaway. I don't know if this author has written other historical books like this, but if he has, would you read more?
If he keeps the same tone, absolutely. I haven't looked up to see if he has, or if there's any other subjects outside of just feudal Japan, or like late Sengoku period Japan. But absolutely, if he keeps the same tone and keeps the same, like, the showing of the artifacts, weaving in the dates so you have a timeline versus just memorization of facts, if he keeps it the same tone, absolutely, I would read pretty much any book that he wrote.
What would the reader find within these pages that they didn't expect?
I did not expect how robust the history was. Like I said before, it doesn't just tell you, he worked for this company, he went on this date, he did this, and he had troubles here. It goes on to tell you, like, this is how the Dutch and the Portuguese really hated each other. There was a huge war between Protestants and Jesuits, and it gives you this full worldview, so that when he starts telling the story of William Adams, you feel the world so much more. You can actually almost follow along through his decisions and what he says, because when I said again, when he had conjecture of how he might have been feeling or why he made this decision, even though there's no real evidence to it, it feels like that's exactly what he would do, because you understand the world and you kind of feel his motivations and what the risks were for this and that and the other. So just having a much more robust description of the world as a whole, the political views of the world, or even, like, it was very religiously charged back then as well, because like I said, the Jesuits and everybody over in Japan with the Portuguese really helps set the tone, so you understand how much he's going through and almost why the decisions. Like I said, there's no real hard evidence or artifacts to say why, but it's so logical that even the conjecture kind of feels like Occam's razor at this point.
Wow. How many stars out of 5 would you rate this?
Probably a 4.
Oh, where's the 5th star?
The 5th star is that I don't think it would appeal for everyone. And I would have liked to seen maybe a little bit more support through artifacts. I love the smattering of, like, ancient maps of cities, so you can kind of see, like, how things were, but maybe a little bit more would have helped paint the picture even more detailed for me. Like you can see, it's a very deep subject, but not a very thick book. I would have liked to seen it gone a little deeper as well. But for what it is, it's amazing. If you are interested in the topic, this is a great gateway into learning more, because this will set the world and the timeline, and then you can dig in further from there. So as a companion against the Shogun book and show, as just a history book in and of itself, I think it's great. But again, I don't think it's going to match everybody. I'm probably not going to enjoy it as much as probably I did, just because I love the subject matter.
And remind everybody one more time, show them the book and the title and the author.
It is In the Service of the Shogun, the real story of William Adams by Frederick Syme.
Can you just tell everybody real quick what's the symbol, the meaning of the symbol on the front?
That is the crest of the Tokugawa Shogunate, the Tokugawa clan.
So for those of you who didn't know, were wondering, or needed confirmation, yep. There it is.
This is a symbol of the clan that ruled Japan for almost 600 years.
It's amazing. That was amazing. And thank you very much, Jerry. I appreciate you taking the time to, share, especially a historical book. We don't get many of those coming through. At least I'm not the one reading them. It's a breath of fresh air. I appreciated it. So Rachel, it's up to you, friend.
All right, Andrew, you and me, we're bringing it home, kid. Okay. All right, so Andrew, give me the title of your book and the author. Hold it up if you got it.
Keanu Reeves by Emily Easton.
I know this book.
That's awesome.
Can you please hold the book up one more time so we can get it in better focus? It was very light bright.
And in case you're wondering, yes, friends, that is a little golden book.
That's the extent of my reading knowledge.
I love it. Well, I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask anyway. Why'd you pick it up, Andrew?
The wife gave it to me to read. And it was short.
And why did she pick up this particular book for you?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
Yes.
Okay.
That's TBI, so short-term memory loss.
I thought there was you have a fondness for Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, we would get drunk together.
Oh, okay. He's currently on Broadway right now. Been waiting for Godot. Yeah. So what were your first thoughts about your Keanu Reeves book?
Everything I already knew.
So there was nothing new in there that you learned?
No, I already knew that he was a humble person, and he focuses on martial arts and tries to be just a better person, a better actor.
What was so even though you know a lot about him, what was the favorite fact or the favorite thing that was in this book that somebody could learn? Like, what was something that stood out to you?
He spent more time learning martial arts than filming Matrix.
Wow. Really?
Yep.
How long has he studied martial arts?
He's a black belt now.
Oh, wow. I feel like I need to go watch like the John Wick movies. I've never watched them.
They're so good. They're the best movies out there. He probably has a total of like 10 lines, maybe.
Is he martial arting the entire time?
Yeah. Wow. Shoot. Yeah.
Okay.
Really good.
Tofu.
So how were the illustration? Were they illustrations or were they pictures in there?
Pictures.
How were they? Were they accurate? Did you feel they added anything to the book?
This is a kid's book.
No, it's not. It's a little golden book. It's for everyone.
Yeah, that's the kid's line. I believe they give these to like kindergartners.
Well, do you feel that the pictures were accurate?
Yeah, they're pretty accurate.
I feel like they would add to someone's appreciation of Keanu.
He looks a little Asian in the book, though.
Isn't he? Or is he Hawaiian? What is his background? I could be I make things up on the regular, so. For whatever reason, I thought
From Lebanon.
Lebanese. Interesting. Well, was there anything frustrating about the book?
Yeah, I had to read words. And it didn't read for me.
Look at Kasie making you read. Did anything in there, because you already knew a lot about him, did anything in there change your perspective about Keanu?
No, but they're coming out with another John Wick.
Oh, how many is that now?
It'll be number 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Any?
Oh,
Now I'm confused. Who would you recommend it to?
anyone that likes Keanu Reeves.
Anyone. Not just kids, anyone. Okay, Andrew, brace yourself, my friend. You're going to get something that Kasie and I usually only do like maybe once a podcast. I feel like lately it's been every other podcast. So you're going to get the quick fire chaos questions. Okay? Kasie, you know what I'm going for. All right. So if this book had a smell, what would it be?
Whiskey, gum, and gunpowder.
Who in this book is definitely 2 raccoons in a trench coat?
Keanu Reeves.
Okay. Is there a villain in the book?
Keanu Reeves.
Okay, so if the villain had therapy, would they still be a villain?
Yes.
Okay. Would Keanu Reeves be scammed by a Nigerian prince?
No.
Okay.
He'd probably go cut his finger off.
Okay. If you had to fist fight Keanu Reeves in a Walmart parking lot at 3 a.m., how would it go?
I would call it airstrike in.
Okay. What is the most chaotic way this book could have ended?
It goes into Matrix.
Fits well. If aliens found this book as their only record of humanity, what would they assume about us?
The border isn't too far away.
All right. Rename this book in 5 words or less. You can't say Keanu Reeves. Rename it.
The John Wick art book.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
5? Was that 5?
No, the John Wick art book. 5.
Dang.
And just like that. Okay, so Andrew, on a scale of 1 to 5 whiskeys, how many whiskeys would you give this book?
5.
All right. Any parting words on Keanu Reeves' little golden book?
No, it was a pleasure.
Hey, I think Andrew and I killed that. I'm just saying that was.
You did. I'm glad you handled that one because I probably couldn't be the one. There's no way.
Oh, Andrew and I had that all day long, my friend.
Yes, you did. That was brilliant, and thank you for that. And Andrew, thanks for being patient and waiting to the end of the segment to share.
Yeah, it's like a normal meeting. I usually sit in 2-3 hours, wait for people to ramble on, and then
so
hear the facts.
Show your book one more time, and tell us the author and the name of the book.
Just look up Keanu Reeves, Golden Book.
Emily. Emily.
Yeah,
It's breathtaking.
Easton.
It is breathtaking, isn't it?
So we've had a really great book club so far. I actually want to just open the floor up. Raise your hand if you have a question for anyone about anything that you've just heard or in general. Anybody have any questions about anything? A curiosity?
Put your hand down, Jerry.
No, Jerry, go.
All right, this one's actually for Danielle. Since we know there's a couple characters in the series that are actually based off of us, who has the better romance? The Twilight books?
Nope.
The characters that were mocked after us? Or Sam and Jake?
Sam and Jake, then the nerds, and then Twilight.
I love that you just refer to them as the nerds.
They are. They're the computer nerds. Yeah,
I
of the CIA.
love that. I love that.
They have literally had arguments in the book that the author has heard me and my wife have. Over
Yeah.
Discord.
They straight up had a Nerf war too in the computer room of the CIA in this latest book.
That's fantastic.
We've done that.
So I my hands up. So this book, Danielle, is it a self-published ebook or is this through a publishing company, or are we shopping it around since you know the author?
Self-published is how he started out. Yeah, self-published.
Okay, just curious. And where can people find his book?
Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's
Also, Amazon for the Nobel series, and then he has some other books too, like the Cole and he's gonna hate me for not remembering that Cole and something. I can't remember the lady's name, but the mystery books. But yeah, the literaryrebel.com is his website, so like you can find all his books and stuff through there too, and Amazon.
Literary Rebel. Don't worry. Friends, if you're watching the rewatch of this book club. We hope that you're going to join us at the next one at the end of the month, and there's prizes being given away. But more importantly, we're going to have in the description all of the things that we talked about, the books, the authors, and so that way everybody will still be able to get to these resources. So thank you for the author's website, because people are going to want to know, and I need to have the answers ready already. So let's go through real quick, and we'll start with you, Andrew. What is your current or upcoming read? What do we got coming up?
PMP.
We know it's the PMP course, but I think there's something else that you also have in your reading list. Can you just show everybody? I threw it on your desk. Was it not there anymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Red shirts.
Star Trek red shirts.
Not the red shirts.
Crazy. And Jerry, what do you got that you're either currently reading or have up and coming?
Red shirts.
I am currently reading the Vampire Hunter D first novel.
Excellent.
Have you read that, Kasie? Have we talked about that?
Yes, because I'm on book 27 or 28.
That's right. I'm like,
series.
I know we've talked about this book before.
Oh, it's an amazing series, and now there it is. It's still out in the world. Very good. And Danny, are you still there?
It looks like she got dropped. I can see her screen. You join him again? Oh, here she comes.
Cool.
Bueller.
It's good. I'll ask. Almost.
Yay! Oh, we might have two of them.
It was Mackenzie Cole, which was I thought the name, but I wasn't sure. That was the name of the paranormal other series.
Wait, say it again.
Mackenzie and Cole.
Mackenzie and Cole, and it's a paranormal
series.
series.
It's a paranormal series.
Yeah. Fascinating. So, what do you have up and coming, or what are you currently reading?
Currently reading. The hubby picked up this book for me out when we went to Barnes & Noble. He thought that I would like this book. So that's what I'm currently reading.
Wait, you gotta hold it up again and say the title.
A Tale of Mirth and Magic. So,
oh my gosh,
a fantasy romance that he thought I would like. So I've read one chapter so far.
Why don't Rachel
it reads like a Ren Fest? So I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued by the male character there. Is he not human?
He's a half giant, is what I've picked up so far from the first chapter.
Because he looks
like
I thought looked like a hobbit, but apparently she's an elf.
Yeah, she's just short queen.
Okay.
But she's a very short elf. So...
I thought she was Gobbo. But...
Oh, actually, she's not even short. So in the first chapter, she says she's 6 foot, but this half giant is 7 foot. So I guess that's why she looks so short.
That almost did not nail those proportions.
Yeah. But we're going to see. This is a recommended by the hubby that he just saw the picture and thought I'd like it.
That was just based on title and cover. I was like, yeah, this looks like the kind of trash my wife would love.
So it's going to be... No, okay, so I have like literally probably 3 bookshelves full of romance books is what he's basing that off of. So, yeah.
He made an effort. He made a valiant effort.
So I'm reading it. We shall see.
Wow.
Like 5 pages in, I wanted to gouge my eyes out.
I have so many thoughts based on the cover and descriptions. That's the next book club. So, boy.
Yeah.
So, Rachel, what do you have on the current read?
I am currently absolutely loving Lula Dean's Little Library of Banned Books by Kirsten Miller. It is so good. I'm a little over 100 pages in. This has been so funny and so real at the same time, dealing with the idea of banned books and the fact that this woman who wants to ban all the books in the library has never actually read any of the books that she wants to ban.
Wow.
Yes. And she called The Diary of Anne Frank smut. So It's absurd but still real. I'm loving it, and I'm only, like I said, I'm only 100 pages in. I can't wait to finish it. It's been really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, and friends, anybody who's listening to the podcast, you know that I am still trying to finish H.G. Wells' The Men in the Moon. I'm getting there. It's more than a fever dream. I think I was supposed to eat shrooms before I read it. Period. I'd
recommend that before you read anything by H.G. Wells.
I can't space it out the airlock, or do not find delightful it into the graveyards or whatever you people are doing out there in the book world with your book journals, because I gotta know how it ends. These two crackpots, it's just like the Explorers. I kind of feel like if you've ever seen that 80s Disney movie, The Explorers, they go to the junkyard and get the tilt-a-whirl, and then they get the old Mac computer and they go to space in this tilt-a-whirl. This is pretty much what these dudes did, but they didn't go just to space. They went inside the moon. Inside the moon. And then it's it from there. It's still better than the scampering, so I have to finish it. Like, that's where we set our bar, which I will definitely pass that book through everybody in today's book club so they know how we feel about
this is how I feel about this book.
But I'll get through it. I know I will. It's been an amazing time on Zoom with everybody for book club. I would appreciate if you would send any kind of feedback of what you'd like to see in the future. Maybe things you enjoyed about it, what things in book club that you maybe didn't enjoy or would like us to tweak. So just send us messages via text, email, or however you guys who are participating can do that. We would love that. But I hope that you keep reading, and we hope to see you at the next one. Does anybody have any final thoughts they want to share? It's the quietest group ever.
Thanks so much for sharing your books with us.
Andrew!
He's been doing that this whole time, Kasie. Come on now.
Oh, the poop emojis?
He had poop emojis on the whole screen.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's why we love him. You can't be mad at me. I just said I love you, okay?
Love you too.
Oh, friends, the Spilled Ink and Coffee Show. We have so much love. So much love. All right, so we're going to say good night, goodbye, good afternoon, and we'll see you October 30th, friends.
Bye.
It's the Spilled Ink and Coffee Show Booktober giveaway. It's spooky season, and we've brewed up something special just for you. Step 1, tune in to our bonus episode on October 30th. And somewhere in the show, Rachel's going to drop a secret word. Don't worry, you'll know it when you hear it. After that, it's easy. The next step is email the secret word to the spilledinkinkcoffeeshow@gmail.com. Make sure you include the secret word, a screenshot showing where you listen to our podcast, or maybe where you follow us on social media. That could be Spotify, Apple, Amazon, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or our Facebook group. Don't forget to include your mailing address so we can send you your prize. Make sure you email us before midnight on October 31st to be eligible.
Prizes may include stickers, podcast merch, coffee, or even a book. And as a bonus treat, you can register and participate in our free virtual October book club, and you'll get an extra prize in your mailer. No assigned reading, bring your favorite. Don't miss the Spilled Ink and Coffee Show's Booktober giveaway.